Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I'm Kim. This will be a short, gentle practice. We'll bring in some water element, so it will be a little flowy today, and we'll focus on the hips and the sacrum. So bring yourself to your mat. We will start on our backs today. You may want a yoga block or two for the practice, but it's really not necessary. So find your way down onto your back. And bring yourself into a comfortable space. So whatever that feels like for you today, you can extend the legs down the mat, legs wide, let the feet roll in or out. You can bring hands to rest on the belly, or one hand on the belly, one on the heart, or take the arms wide out to the sides. Give yourself a little space in the armpits. And then just maybe for a moment, rock your head from side to side. Bring your head back to center. And relax. And if this Shavasana position doesn't work for you, you can do whatever feels okay. You could bend the knees, bring the feet down to the mat. Maybe even take the feet wide and let the knees knock in and rest against each other. So however you feel comfortable, close your eyes. And allow yourself to arrive. Allow yourself to be present right now with yourself. Taking this time to just be with you. And become aware of what's happening for you, how you feel mentally, physically, emotionally, energetically. Letting go of any judgment, but just taking stock of what's happening for you. Let your back body soften. All the points of the back of your body that are coming into contact with your mat, with the floor, with the earth. Just let those points drop down, get heavy. And let everything soften. Release any holding, any gripping, any bracing, any tensing in your body, in your mind. Let it all go. And begin to check in with your breath. No need to change or alter it, but just notice it. How does your breath feel today? Notice the ebb and flow, the inhalation, the exhalation. And does your breath feel deep, smooth, steady? Where in your body do you feel your breath? Maybe your breath feels a little shorter, quicker, shallower. Just notice it. I invite you, as always, to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with yourself. Be on your own side. Show yourself some love. Sometimes it's easier to send love out to everybody else around you. But for now, draw that back in. Love yourself. And begin to gently call yourself back. Invite some movement into the body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Yawn, sigh, wiggle, stretch. Extend the legs down the mat and reach the arms up overhead. Let out a yawn, a sigh. Find any movement here that feels intuitive. Always listening to your body, your inner teacher. That intuition. Listen to it. Reach up through your fingers, down through your toes. And then we'll bring the arms back down alongside the body. Okay, Sunny. It's my dog, Sunny. As usual, wanting to make his voice heard. So we'll bend the knees, bring the feet down to the mat. Feet are about hip distance here. We'll begin to gently move through some pelvic rocking. As you inhale, begin to drop the tailbone down towards the mat. You'll feel the back begin to lift up off of the mat. The low back, the mid back, the upper back. And now as you exhale, begin to tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling. You'll now feel the low back, the back body begin to press down towards the mat. Begin to rock yourself back and forth here. As you inhale, the tailbone will tilt down towards the mat. You'll feel the back lift up off of the mat. And as you exhale, tailbone will tilt up. Back body presses down. And then just notice what happens with the head and the neck. And let the head come along for the ride here. And you can make these movements very small and subtle. You can begin to make the movements a little bigger if you like. And then bring yourself back into a neutral spine, finding the natural curves of the spine. We'll take your feet wide to the outer edges of your mat. Now drop both knees over to the right. And then draw the knees up towards center. And allow the knees to drop over to the left. And then begin to now wave your knees from side to side. Following your rhythm. Nice and slow and steady. Maybe you feel called to pick up the pace a little bit and speed things up. And if you like, you can begin to get the head involved. As the knees drop over to the right, gently roll the head over to the left. So head rolling in the opposite direction of the knees. And then side to side a few more times, bringing this flowy, watery elements into our practice today. Now or at any time through the practice, feeling free to yawn, to sigh, to swallow. And then bring your knees back up, walk your feet back in about hip width, and then even a little bit closer, bring the soles of your feet together, allow the knees to drop open out to the sides, coming into our Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose, and then we'll draw the knees up. Hug the knees in towards your chest, take the hands to the knees or the shins, inner legs together, inner edges of your feet together. And then begin to circle your knees around in a few circles as you go, feeling this gentle massage of the sacrum, low back. And then as you're ready, switch the direction of your circles. Bring your knees back to center, and now extend both legs up towards the ceiling. take the hands inside of the legs. Begin to slowly open your legs wide and out to the sides. Hands to the inner thighs. Flex the ankles here. Nice gentle opening through the hips, through the inner legs and thighs. And then legs come back up together towards center. Take the arms out to the sides in a T formation. Now you can either bend the knees here or keep the legs straight-ish, extended up towards the ceiling. We'll slowly begin to drop the legs over towards the right. You bring the legs down to your degree, doesn't have to be too much. And then shift the legs back up through center. And then you slowly lower the legs over towards the left side, again to your degree. And if you like, you could have knees bent here. It'll be a little bit less intense. And then legs back up to center, bend the knees. We'll take hands to the back of the thighs now, coming into a happy baby modification. Send your feet up towards the ceiling, bend the knees, gently pull the thighs in towards the chest. And you can stay here, or if it's accessible, reach your hands up for your feet, your calves, or your shins, finding our happy baby pose, and then staying at center or gently rocking yourself side to side. And then bring yourself back to center. Gently pull down on the feet. And then release your feet, draw knees into your chest, and slowly find your way up and into a seated position. If it's okay for you, you could take hands behind the knees or thighs and rock and roll yourself, maybe back and forth a few times, finding a little spinal massage. And then when you feel complete with that, bring yourself all the way up to seated. And then we'll take the hands forward and step the feet back, coming into our table. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and then gently rock your hips from side to side. And then bring yourself back to center. We'll roll through some cat-cow here. As you inhale, lift the tail up, let the belly drop down and soften. Draw the heart forward through the arms and lift up your gaze. And with the exhalation, press down into the fingers, round the back up towards the ceiling. Send your gaze towards the navel. Inhale again as you soften the belly. Draw the heart forward, lift the gaze. And exhale as you round up through the back, looking towards the navel. A few more times, finding your pace as you roll it through. And then bring yourself back to your table, neutral spine. Now from your table, we'll step the right foot out to the side, and you can send the toes out to the side or out at a little bit of an angle. You can press the foot down towards the mat. You could roll up onto the heel, and we'll draw the bum back towards that left foot, and then bring yourself back up to your starting point. So gently rocking yourself back and then forward again. And then we'll step the right foot in, coming back into your table, other side. Now step the left foot out to the left side, toes out to the side, out at an angle. Press the foot down. Again, roll up onto the heel if that feels okay. Play around with it. And then we'll pull the bum back towards that right heel and then bring yourself forward into your table. And then a few times gently rocking back and forth. And then bring yourself back to your table. Left foot will step in. Now we'll step the right foot out to the right side. This time with the knee bent, right knee over the ankle, toes pointing out to the side. And then again, begin to gently rock yourself side to side so the right knee will sort of bend and straighten. And then we'll step the right foot back into your table, send the left foot out to the left side, toes pointing out to the side, knee bent, left knee tracking over the ankle, and then we begin to gently rock from side to side, bending, straightening that left knee. And then we'll step that left foot back in. Now from your table, send your right leg back behind you, hip level-ish. And then we'll bend that right knee, draw it in towards the chest, and then grab that right foot with your hands if you need to, or just step that right foot up to the top of the mat and outside of your right hand. You can angle that right foot out at a little bit of an angle. You may want to grab one of your blocks here. Take both hands inside of that right foot, hands to the block or to the mat, and then we'll begin to gently pulse forward. So bending the right knee, releasing and opening through the front of that left hip, and then we'll pull that right hip back, begin to bring that right leg a little bit straighter, and then again, bend that right knee, we'll take it forward, and then pull the hips back as you begin to make that right leg a little bit straighter, maybe rolling up onto right heel, pulling toes back towards you. So a few times, gently rocking yourself back and forth here. And then we'll plant the hands down to the mat, step that right foot back into your table, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So if you want that block, keep that block handy. From your table, extend your left leg back behind you, hip level-ish, and then we'll bend that left knee, draw it underneath the body, towards the chest, press into your hands, round up through your back, and then step or grab and carry that left foot. Bring it up to the mat and outside of that left hand. And you can turn the left toes, knee out at a little bit of an angle if you like here. So both hands are now inside that left foot. Use the block if you like. So block underneath the hands. And then we'll begin to pulse ourselves back and forth here. So bending that left knee, bringing it forward, opening through the front of that right hip as you drop down. And then we'll begin to pull the hips back, making that left leg a little bit straighter, maybe rolling up onto that left heel. A few more times as you bend that left knee. Now take it forward. So sort of a lunge, but really more like a lizard pose here because we're really getting into it, really getting into the hips and allowing them to open here. And we'll roll back, making that left leg a little bit straighter. A few more times, feeling this through the hips, through the low back. Being gentle with yourself, nice and easy. Don't force anything to happen. Just move within your range. And then we'll take it forward. Now plant the hands, step that left knee back, come back into your table. and you can set your block aside. Now let's take the knees wide. We'll come into a wide knee child's pose. Big toes coming towards each other behind you. And then lower your bum back to your heels. Child's pose. And now we'll slowly begin to bring ourselves forward. So you might want to reach the hands forward just a little bit. Begin to soften through the elbows. Lift yourself up and then bring yourself forward. Now allow the hips to drop down towards the mat. Draw your feet in towards your bum. And then we'll pull the bum back to the heels. Feet come back to the mat. Bum comes back to rest on the heels. Arms outstretched in front of you. And again, nice and slowly, we'll begin to take it forward, lifting the feet as you go. So now feet draw in towards the bum. You lower your hips, your pelvis down towards the mat. And then slowly you pull your bum back to your heels. And one more time, let's flow it forward. Keeping the feet drawing in towards the bum, you slowly release the pubic bone, the pelvis down towards the mat, heart lifted. Press into your hands, into your finger pads. Pull your bum back to your heels. Child's pose. Make a little pillow with the hands if you like here. Few nice deep breaths. Sending the breath all the way down into that low back, into the sacrum. And then press into the hands, bring yourself up to sit on your heels, draw the knees in together, and then lower yourself over to one hip. Swing your legs around. Now grab a yoga block if you have one, and if you don't worry about it. Come down onto our backs. Press down into your feet, so knees bent here. Press down into the feet, lift the hips up, tuck that block right underneath your bum. And then we'll extend the left leg down the mat. Come on to that left heel. Draw the left toes up towards the ceiling or back towards the face. And pause here. This could be enough, or if it feels okay, bend the right knee and draw that right knee in towards the chest. Release the right leg down to the mat. Right heel down to the mat, and now we'll bend that left knee and draw that left knee into the chest. And then drop the left foot down to the mat, knee bent, right foot down to the mat, knee bent. Press down into your feet, lift your hips up, remove your block. Let's take soles of your feet together, let the knees open to the sides. And now bring your knees up, step the feet to the outer edges of your mat, knock the knees in towards each other. Let's bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Pause here. Check in with your breath. Come back to our intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with ourselves. On the mat, and to also carry this intention out into the world with you. Be kind to yourself. Thank yourself for showing up for you today, showing up for your practice, for the sacred time with yourself. Slowly release your hands. Roll yourself over to one side. And then use your hands to slowly press yourself up. Bring yourself into a comfortable seat. Bring your palms together at your heart. May you feel safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live with ease. May your heart be open to love, compassion, and may you know joy. Thank you so much for sharing this gentle, watery, flowy practice with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day. With love and gratitude, namaste.